Hey guys, Becky here with Design Bundles, and I'm super excited to have you join me today because we have a really awesome sublimation tutorial for you. What I'm going to do is take an existing 20-ounce tumbler, fade the design out using heat with my convection oven, and then reapply. So this is definitely an experiment you don't want to miss. All right guys, so here we are. This is the tumbler that I'm working with today. And I have a video on making this tumbler, but what I didn't notice until we were done is that I did have some fading here. So I believe that's from not turning the tumbler, in case you were wondering. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go ahead and remove the lid and the straw. Now, I have not done anything to this tumbler. It's sitting for probably about 6 months now. And what I'm going to do is put this into my convection oven, which is at 400 degrees, and I'm going to let it gas off for an hour, and then we'll come back and check on the progress. All right, see you soon. Okay guys, so I actually left this in here for about an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm pretty surprised with the results. Now, I let this cool significantly, but you can still see the faint design. But a lot of the black, other than, I think this was actually like dark green, but a lot of the black has faded off, because if you remember, this was actually a buffalo print pattern. So there was a significant amount of black and red on this. So what I did when I chose my design, I chose a design that was very dark. I actually probably could have gone a little bit lighter, but you do need something, you need a dark pattern that is going to cover up the other dark areas of your tumbler that remain. But for the most part, I'm very happy with this. And what I'm going to do is set this up and show you guys about wrapping it and putting it back into the oven for resublimating. All right guys, so what I have, I printed out a pretty dark sublimation print. I know it looks dull, but remember that the ink is heat activated. So as soon as we throw it in and it finishes the cooking process, then it's going to brighten right up, okay? But if you take a look at my tumbler, the darkest spot that I want to cover up is going to be the green areas here and here. So I just want to make sure that if I have a light area on my print like I do here, that I position it in the spot with the least bit of print. Now, because this is white, or at least almost white, we are going to see the color underneath the tumbler, but hopefully with this type of design, it's not going to be too obvious. So what you're going to see me do is I'm going to go ahead and wrap my design. Now, this is a template, a pre-made template, so it's going to fit my design perfectly, okay? But I'm going to wrap up my tumbler, and then I have the shrink wrap that will secure it. Now, if you need help or you need a beginner video on working with the 20-ounce skinny tumblers and using a convection oven, then we can definitely do that. I already have a video for you, so you can go back and watch it. So I'm gonna go through this part a little faster than normal, and then we're going to throw it in the convection oven to see how it turns out, okay? All right guys, so there we go, a nice snug fit. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in my convection oven. Now remember that the time and temperature of your convection oven is gonna depend on your manufacturer. So wherever you purchase it from, usually they will have the recommended settings for you. So I would check there just to make sure. But typically you're looking at, around 385 for 6 minutes or so, and turning halfway in between. But like I said, make sure you check and do your due diligence to make sure you get the best results. All right, guys, let's see how it turned out. Now, of course, it's going to be very hot, so be very careful. All right, guys, so what do we think? All right, now, like I said, it's definitely a dark design. All right, and this is the part where it was going to be white. So we're still seeing the tan that was left on the tumbler itself. But for the most part, we did very successfully cover up the existing design, being able to gas off as much as possible, and then to be able to cover it up with a nice galaxy print. So there we go. Okay guys, so how did you feel about covering up our sublimation tumbler? Now, of course, this is not foolproof. There are a few considerations to keep in mind. Remember that it did not go completely black to white. I will also say that I feel like my print is a little bit more faded than I would normally expect out of a sublimation, a quality sublimation tumbler. But I mean, going from a tumbler that I previously was not able to, I won't say I wasn't able to use it, I could use it for myself, but a flaw that maybe I wouldn't be able to sell, or, you know, I just have too many tumblers in my collection, or whatever the case may be. Now I turned it into a reusable tumbler that could potentially serve a better purpose. So overall, I'm very happy with the experiment. I think it turned out really good, and hopefully you enjoyed it too. So if you have any questions or comments, definitely make sure you leave those down below. You guys know I love hearing from you. I love all the support that you show for us. And speaking of support, make sure you subscribe to the channel, maybe turn on notifications, or share with a crafty friend, because we do love building up our little crafting community here. So I'm going to wrap it up for today, guys, but thanks again for joining in. I really do appreciate it, and we'll see you again next time.